I will also say, it's great that we can finally, well, not finally, but consistently be able to talk about multiple bright spots. It's
Yeah.
not just one guy that's playing well and everybody else is struggling. You look at this past weekend, it was a game start to finish. You saw a lot of good plays, a lot of good highlights you can take away from it. Julián Carranza, we got to talk about him because it's fantastic that through all competitions, he now has 5 goals. It's fantastic. I know the MLS was talking about him on one of their, one of the league-wide broadcasts about how he's someone that is, a big game changer for the Union and how much they need him. And of course, they also reminded, as we all know, what we have in the back of our mind is the fact that with every goal he scores, with every great play he makes, there are some people watching. Like, okay, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's like the cash register where you just keep adding to it, and the price is going up. Cha-ching, cha-ching, ringing up some more. Another goal, cha-ching, cha-ching. Another assist, cha-ching, cha-ching. This summer is going to be tough.
Yep.
I'm trying to bask in the excitement of right now, but I'm also realistic and knowing that there are going to be some incredible offers out for Julián Carranza because he's playing so well, so consistent, scoring goals. This is everything you want from a striker. It's not just about making good runs, too. It's about also finishing. Your job is to score goals. Your job is to help your team win games. And he's doing that. And he's stepping up in big moments. I mean, the game against Portland, I don't know that they win without Julián. He is the game changer. We've seen what they look like with him and without him. And that being said, for the Philadelphia Union, there's going to be offers and you don't want to be without him. So you have to be ready to pay to keep him. And that makes me nervous. Again, try not to look too far ahead, but the summer will be here before we know it. It is April Fool's. I wish this was an April Fool's joke. But the reality is, Julián Carranza's future with the Union, it could be like he's loving the fact that he's scoring and they're winning and he wants to stay. But it also could be, this is me putting out my highlight reel and showing people why I need to get paid so I can get up out of here. So I'm going to hope it's more like number one. And he's going to be like, I love it here with the Union. Although, as we know, he doesn't love much about the city. He loves DC and New York. But that's okay because you have to be with the Union to be closer to DC and New York.
Hey, now.
I'm hoping that Julián Carranza is happy. He's scoring. The team continues winning. But then the team also continues investing in him to pay to make sure he can stay here. Because without Julián Carranza, we're not having these exciting conversations right now. He is the engine behind the team, for sure. And they need to find a way to make sure to keep him.
That's extremely valid. That is extremely valid. I listen, we're all still talking about the cave-in sell. Manchester, waiting for the final word from both sides. But this Julián Carranza thing is definitely looming here because the more he scores goals, yes, more teams are going to start looking at it. There was already teams like Olympiacos, I think Lazio were in the mix as well that were trying to get him before this year, even last year. So this is definitely something you got to keep an eye out for because as you can clearly tell, when he's in that lineup, goals are going to be scored. And when he's not in there, you can clearly tell that. So when he's gone, like, where's this goal scoring going to be coming from? And they're going to need a replacement plan right away. I talk about this all the time. If Julián goes this summer, which ideally that would be when you want for him to get sold, you have to have that backup plan ready to go right away. But it is going to be interesting to see what teams will throw at him. And also, too, you bring up a good point. If a situation fits him as well, Julián, as we met, he's an extremely big family guy, which is awesome to see. It's part of his success as well. But it has to make sense not only football-wise, but also with his family too, for him to go. I'm sure his big dream and his big goal is to play overseas as much as he loves playing here in Philly. And listen, if it doesn't work this year, I'm sure the Union and Julián will probably try to work something out for him to stay here. But that's the goal for him, is to play in Europe, playing possibly in Champions League or Europa League. So it has to be a move that makes sense not only for the Union, but for Julián. But my man is playing himself into a nice deal in Europe.
He is.
For sure.
He really is. He really is. And yes, my bad, because they don't keep stats in all the same spot. It is 7 goals, not 5. Because we're still not at a point in soccer where they keep all the stats.
Come on.
No, that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Jeez
I shouldn't have
Louise.
to go look at the MLS stats and the CONCACAF stats and do all this math. And
it's ridiculous.
It should be in just one spot. So yes, my bad. Thank you, Jose. I know you're always on it. You always got that. You always got the numbers. Ivan, you're also mentioning it's definitely going to be sad to see Julián go. Hopefully the Union can keep him. I would hope so. I mean, Dan, I agree with you. Time to work on that striker pipeline past Julián. That is why I'm at least encouraged when I see, Chris Donovan playing well. We've talked about Marcus Anderson many times.
Oh, yeah.
Quinn Sullivan playing well, because you do also want to build around
Baribo's still
Julian.
around, right?
What's that?
Ty Baribo's still around, right?
Who? Hey, what? Ty? Can we get some Ty? I don't know. You want to build around him, because you don't know. If you have all your eggs in his basket, there's a nice Easter pun for you guys.
Hey.
What happens when that basket goes walking out the door for a better offer? You need to make sure you're prepared. So I would love for, over the next months, since it is now April 1st, to continue to build up confidence, reps, opportunities for other guys, get guys minutes, somebody like Raffanello, who we saw play well.
Oh, yeah.
Get these other guys going, get them some minutes, because, God forbid you do lose Julián Carranza and his production. You got to be able to now fill that void and have somebody else step up.